Good morning, folks. Ken Ring here of www.predictweather.com, the website where we talk about the moon and the weather. And what's happening at the moment is that it's the new moon time, which means the moon is in the sky at the same time as the sun. Of course, you can't see it because the glare of the sun is too strong. I'm going to be picturing my model now so that the moon is always above the observer, and so you can see where the rest of the things are in the sky with respect to the moon. So today you'll see the moon is next to the sun, so it's directly overhead when when it's around about lunchtime. But that's going to change. The new moon is 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. After that, the moon will be on the other side of the sun, and the sun will start to drift further over to the west. And of course that will change the phase. When we look up at the moon and we see the moon in different shapes, that's only because of the reflection of the sun's light that's on the moon. And when you get the quarter moons, that's those banana shapes, it's because the earth is actually getting in the way of the sun's light shining on the moon. And that's how they knew over 2,000 years ago that the earth was curved, because it's the shape of the moon was the curvature of the earth getting in the way, casting a shadow on the moon. Now around the new moon time, it's pretty windy because you get that double gravitational pull of the moon and the sun. The moon and the sun are both on the side of the earth and pulling on the earth, so you get a lot of turbulence, but especially today because the moon has been going to the north for the last few days since the 8th. Remember, I have been speaking about the fact that the moon goes around the earth like that, around about the middle of the earth, but because the earth is on a tilt, well, the moon changes hemispheres and ends up on the northern hemisphere, comes back around again, starts and a bit round to the south again. Well, today it's actually crossing the equator. It's right on the equator. If you were watching the moon rising, you'll see that it was rising due east. And when it's crossing the equator, it's like the midpoint of a pendulum. It's going the fastest. And when it goes faster, it creates more turbulence. So it's always a windier time. So coming up the next few days, there is going to be a fair bit of wind around. Now, these cyclonic systems that are happening around Fiji and Tonga Samoa at the moment, they're not going to come down to New Zealand, I don't think, because the thrust of the moon's energies, the moon's push, and carrying with it the weather systems is going northwards. So if the moon was coming southwards, then it would bring those systems down here, and that is going to happen in the last few days of March. So that's the next time of extreme weather coming up. Last few days of March, it's going to be a full moon then, and there's going to be another cyclonic system happening. So over the next couple of days, I think there's going to be some rain around Wednesday for New Zealand. Not too much. It's going to pass quickly. It's not going to affect the drought that's happening in the north. And in Australia, I think there's a bit of a front passing through the Bight. It'll affect Tasmania and the bottom of Victoria there, and maybe South Australia might just brush them round about Wednesday, but it's going to clear up fairly quickly. A big high is going to come after that, and the low pressure that's in Western Australia at the moment will drift southwards, bring some rain into the interior there. So anyway, we'll talk more about that in days to come. Ken Ring, predictweather.com. Thanks for watching.